Great.
Well, we are here. We are alive. We are ready to go.
Woo!
Woo!
Woohoo!
Let's do it.
Welcome to the Dreaming River OneShot here on FeatherFall Tabletop. You can see all of our wonderful names and everything along the sides, I believe, now in the correct places this time. So, thank you for holding out on the technical difficulties there, and thank you to Bob for getting that sorted out ASAP. We're going to dive right into the sponsors and just get the housekeeping out of the way. So, FeatherFall is sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. A few people here already have some dice from those folks. They are wonderful, they're good quality, and hopefully they will roll well for you. After all, dice is what we need. Always. And if you're not a dice gremlin yet, you're lying to yourself. That's just basically how it goes. The other sponsor, Dice Dragon, Dice Goblin, Dice Gremlin, whatever you fancy, really. Our other sponsor is Found Familiar Coffee. If you are like me and hold one-shots at 2:30 in the morning with this British accent, then you will need coffee. It will be an important part of your life, and as such, Found Familiar's got you covered. They've got a couple of blends, which I really, really like. I am hoping to get another delivery soon, but it's kind of tricky to get stuff to the UK. But yeah, check them out. They're wonderful. There is a discount code as well. Chuck in FeatherFall for 10% off on both. And yeah, apart from that, I think the only other major announcement is this one shot is the last of this season for the FeatherFall guys. They will be back with a whole bunch of one-shots very, very soon. And in terms of regularly scheduled programming, The Gods We Know has moved over to Friends Who Roll Dice, which is a new setup there that's also hosting The Mind and the Martyr. So there's two wonderful shows over in that direction. Feel free to go ahead and give them some support, give these guys some support. And yeah, this one-shot is taking place in the homebrew world of Veka. Specifically, it is being set in a continent known as Lathinkala. This continent was actually destroyed and recreated in the past by a group of adventurers, a group of players. This continent was merged with the Feywild, and as such has a lot of half-Fey, half-mortal implications and natural phenomenon involved. One of those is the city of Xandon, where our current adventure takes place. Now, Xandon is known to most as a haven. This strange living city is almost a host to this strange kind of collective hive mind. People go there in order to take a break from their lives and to spend some time not having to worry about the little things. As such, they give themselves to the city. The city then closes their eyes and lets them rest and uses their body and their talents in order to assist everyone around them. And then when that person decides that they have had enough time in this meditative stance, they are absolutely free to leave. The reports, however, have come that the waters that create and maintain this effect have run dry. People are starting to fall comatose as this psychic link to Xandon itself is beginning to falter and fail. As such, a call was put out, and sure enough, a small band of heroes have gathered together in order to solve the problem, and hopefully, for some, get paid along the way. If we want to go ahead and start introducing our characters, let's go with Fox here. Introduce yourself and your character.
So I'm Fox, Arcade Fox. You can find me there on Twitter with just a 0 in Fox. I'm playing Rufus. Rufus is a halfling thief, arcane trickster. He is more here just for like some of his blunt skill in being able to get things done, but he's not very wise, and therefore like anything that has to do with any of that is just beyond him. But if you need him to do certain tasks, that is what he is here for. Here to make a little bit of money along the way, because this is not a freebie for him.
Awesome. Cool.
I will be playing Yasura Thalamore, a Furbolg bard. She has recently gotten herself out of a predicament, and she's following around a friend who will introduce themselves soon, whose name I didn't actually catch. She is kind of a weird looking Furbolg. She's like got white skin and like pink hair and antlers and like she's weird. And really long pink hair that comes to the ponytails like at the end, but it's like it goes past her butt. Really long hair.
All right, Ty.
So I will be playing Erbalar, her companion, a Yuan-Ti bard who usually tries to cover up most of his Yuan-Ti features, just because there is a little bit of misunderstanding when it comes to the Yuan-Ti and Vega. It's not a bad thing. It's more than he usually wants to deal with. He's a story trader and wants to kind of change the reputation and make Yuan-Ti not as misunderstood as they once were. Now he's also secretly on his own side quest sort of thing, looking for others. But he recently did come across Yasora Thalamore, he heard stories that there was a tower with somebody inside, and came across to hear some beautiful music coming from within, and freed her, and now they're forming a small band. Think of, the Blues Brothers without the rest of the band, and they're on a mission from, higher entities. The Wanti.
Awesome. Matt.
Hi, Matt. I'm playing Eustace. I'm a dusty kind of tiefling guy that is. I'm already here in the city, and it ran out of this city mind connection juice. So I'm kind of bummed out about that, because I'm nearing the end of my tenure as being part of this collective mind thing, and I kind of like it. So I want to keep that going.
Sweet. And Sean.
Hey everyone, I'm Nir. I'm gonna be playing Nyx or Nyxalia. She's a half-elf druid. She's the best way to describe her, a bright pink-haired cherry blossom druid, and she's a Disney princess. That's the best way to put her. She's bright, happy, go lucky. She likes to sing and make children happy and make everyone happy. And animals follow her around. Everyone follows her around. Just you know how it goes. So yeah.
Hashtag magical girl problems.
All costs.
Yeah.
We will
I'm a magical girl.
Love it, love it, love it. All right. So you guys start a little outside of your current location. You've been told to meet an envoy who will guide you through into Xandon proper. You've been making your way, either individually or together, depending on your preference, through the forests of Lathinkala until you reach this beautiful green archway. And you do indeed see Eustace waiting there for you to guide the way inside.
Are you guys here for the?
We did hear that there was some sort of need for us, and that's you might have some need of help in order to return you to your previous state.
All right, and so I guess I make a mental note of that, but I'm trying to let the city know too. Hey, check in. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, just a quick text message. Just.
So, proper introductions. I am Erbal. This is Yasora Thal. This is Rufus and Nyx. We've all come to help you. I assure you, hopefully we'll be able to be of some assistance in this particular matters. What exactly do you think the cause of it? mean-
no idea. Arcana. Can I do an Arcana check? Magic. That's all
You
I
would
got.
you would know that the river. You would already know as like living in the city. The river has kind of always flown for as long as the city has existed, and for it to have run dry, no one has actually gone that far down the river to find out what's going on. So you can have some guesses, but
Spectral beavers. I don't know. We got
Interdimensional jam, then.
a drought. Some sort of magical drought is my hypothesis.
And this of sort is the city who's terribly linked with Lathan Kala, if I believe correctly. It's the Queen of Air and Darkness. The binding of the realms came together at this place. So I do believe your idea of an interdimensional being stepping up the particular flows through all of this might not be too amiss. Do you know where the river starts? Yes. That's where. Okay.
Follow the river. This is where it ends. I've never been to where it starts. Nobody has.
Very well.
Let's go adventure. I have no idea where it will go actually. So
And Rufus is just sitting there because the whole Fae is beyond him, but he's just in there like, I bet you if we follow this, we'll get up there, and there's just gonna be a blockage. We just gotta open up the blockage. River flows, everything's good. We're fine.
in this episode of Plumbing in Vega.
Oh no.
Who's got the plunger? Let's go.
Well, we should really hurry up. I don't want everyone here to get hurt.
Yes, indeed. Is there any particular direction which you would like to lead? Is there a council to meet? Is there anyone in charge of the city that we need to gather supplies for?
hold on just a second. And then I'll
Yeah, the city is aware, and they've essentially said that you can go ahead and bring them through the archway.
right this way to the archway.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You go ahead and I assume you are going first, Eustace.
And then I'll wave
Take
you
your
guys
point.
on too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you go ahead and kind of take a few steps forward, begin to wave everyone through. For everyone else, you can kind of see this. You can still see the other side of the archway, but there's a slight shimmer in between the actual stonework itself. And as you begin to slowly make your way through, you step through, and it's almost like your eyes are forced closed. And when they open again, you see a large, sprawling city coming out of this very large, prominent tree in the center. And all of these vines and plants and trees have begun to split and grow across the ground. The area is covered in these beautiful pollens and mosses, and you can just see that nature has essentially bent this entire area to its own will. The houses themselves almost seem to be alive, as they are actually created from the roots and the bark and the stonework underneath. As you look down towards the ground, you can see the moss covering the general kind of groundwork, and you also see these small indents of very slightly damp dirt that appear to be coming and weaving their way from the tree out into the rest of the city.
And
It is remarkably empty.
Rufus kind of takes a double take after walking through and it changing. Then he wants to walk back through and see it from the outside and then walk back through again.
Come on.
And he just comes back through and he's like, All right, so this may be more than I thought it was.
Rufus, dear, is everything okay? Have you never done anything like this? I mean, it's perfectly normal.
Well,
It's magic.
It
right.
is a powerful magic, so I will give you that. And
Really
now,
different,
Rufus,
but just magic.
I know,
Yeah,
pretty cool, right?
It's
my
Level.
my extent of magic is, well, not that in depth. So that's cool.
cool. Different than where I left.
As you begin to discuss, a very finely dressed figure begins walking towards you. This lady is rather delicate to look at, almost. She walks, as all of Xandon who are still connected do. She walks with her eyes closed and her hands clasped to her chest. And as she walks forward, there's a slight smile that escapes as she says, "Ah, Eustace, you have brought our saviors, I hope. How are you feeling, my dear?"
Good enough. Kind of concerned about, no juice. I need my water.
I know this is troubling. You are one of the few that survived the disconnect without falling to the sleep. But you are doing good work. I am not sure of your connection, but I know that Xandon is proud of you. And the rest of you, greetings. I am Esme.
Nice to meet
giant courtly bow with flourish as well. It's wonderful to meet you, Lady Esme.
I should, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though her eyes remain closed, she seems to be fully aware of her surroundings. And as you bow, there is a courteous bow back. She says, "I am hoping that you will be able to fix our situation here.
There's
There are
always
not
that
many of us left."
possibility. What happens here? What do you mean fell to the sleep? Is there something exactly that happens that we should help? I know we're here to help, but the details are still mysterious to us.
You're just here to help. You're not planning on staying, are you?
Not yet, now. Maybe one day. I've heard it quite the experience.
London is a wonderful city for people who are lost. Instead of wandering around without any kind of direction, they know that they can come here and serve a greater purpose until they feel that they are ready to carry on with their lives. When they are accepting, or when they are willing, Xandon freely lets them go. This is not a control, this is simply an assistance. However, with that link being forcefully broken, unfortunately there have been repercussions. Xandon itself is withering. It is dying. People who were connected, the majority of them, unfortunately fell into some kind of trance, some kind of sleep. And then there are a few, like Eustace, who managed to survive that disconnection unscathed. I myself am one of the very few that have managed to keep our connection to the city.
So I'm guessing without waking them up, then what happens to the rest of you? Will you just lose your connection over time? Or will you fall prey to this as well?
Eventually, we may all fall to the sleep one way or another, or become disconnected. Xandon is a collective, you see. It is a consciousness within itself, yes, but it is also a collection of all of our consciousness. All of our thoughts, all of our feelings. Being able to talk to each other in nothing but an instant. To lose this connection to some is, and a hand gestures to Eustace, a little more difficult than others.
So
And-
through... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Rufus just is sitting there like, I would hate to have that many voices in my head. That would drive me crazy.
But at the same time, to have a mind larger than your own with access to it, you would almost have... It wouldn't be alien thoughts, it sounds like. It sounds like you'd all think together and have a collective consciousness made up of the individual pieces of it being far more brilliant and more imaginative than any one piece. Quite
Hive
interesting.
mind?
Not hive mind, as a hive mind would control the individuals in it. It seems more of a collective consciousness in the fact that the memories, the experiences all seem to be shared and then between all of them. So it's like having the memories and the mind of another without giving up your own, but also having it at ready access. If I am reading it correctly, that is.
Think of it as an incredible mortal library. Being able to have your own experiences, but also being able to tap into others in order to help deal with your own problems. And when you eventually reach your inner peace, you are free to leave and continue with your life.
Seems like
Yeah,
it'd be very easy to get rid of a lot of problems in the world.
Oh, I love it. It's so convenient.
Are you not free to leave if you are?
Why would I want to leave?
Just a mere question, curiosity.
Some people have indeed decided that time in Xandon is not theirs, and as such, they have been free to leave. This is not a binding contract. This is simply an assistance from Xandon itself, although some people also share our friend's opinion here and think it's a lot easier to work through their problems while connected to Xandon than without him.
And how did Xandon come to be? Am I correct in thinking that the weak points caused by Athankala is this is one of the positive repercussions of that binding?
There's a moment of pause as she kind of, you can see the eyes kind of flitter behind the eyelids. Xandon isn't sure.
Interesting. It's one of the few Fae stories that I know, so I'm curious about it.
Perhaps it might be best to, if you are taking our plea for help, perhaps it will be best for you to ask them yourself.
Very interesting proposition. That would be reward in itself for me. A wonderful story to spread and tell across taverns, near, far, or wherever we go. How are the rest of you feeling? Still great about our decision? Yes?
Yeah, I'm down to help. If they need help, and I mean, well, it sounds like it could be really bad if we don't, so.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a little bit of coin on the back end, but
Not everything is about money.
I mean, this
well,
is,
no, not
this
everything's about money, but I mean, some things are.
Unfortunately, currency is not a thing that we use in Xandon. However, we can offer you an array of items.
See, there you go. That's all I need. Items.
Don't mind our friend. He's not really a nature sort, so he's a civilized sort.
Oh, Rufus makes for excellent storytelling, though. We can't all be conscious about, the good of the story of material reward. It's okay. It gives it a nuance that I appreciate about Rufus.
Right.
Everybody has their own drives, and everybody has their own reasons.
Our barter system here is pretty cool. I like the barter system here. Gold's nice, but stuff's pretty cool too. Just saying.
Usually, back we're home, we traded in favors. It was easier.
Do you all share, like, if you're all connected, do you all make just the most amazing meals, all connected to all previous recipes and expertises? Is that a thing here? Do you share, like,
we do keep some memories and skills, yes.
Now that is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. The memory cache there would be an absurd resource for a bard. Sorry, off topic.
That is okay. What of you?
So, I believe we are all in agreement that we will do our best. If you can point us in a direction, or if you have any assistance, as far as I know the items that were mentioned, if they have some assistance now rather than later, might be a wonderful time. Other than that, I think we are ready to help this intriguing city of yours?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Oh, Nyx is
Very
going full
well.
for it again. Just give her a second.
Yeah. Any updates? Or we pretty much caught up here.
I seem to have like had a ferret issue somewhere, and the druid grows. I don't know. He's gone now.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Love it. Love it.
It's so cute.
Great. I have a different one instead. Pulls out a ferret. She just magically pulls out a ferret, just hands it.
I love a ferret. I wish I could
Interesting.
have a ferret.
She does that. It's quite all right. Wonderful.
This is
Jerks.
acceptable.
Fine.
Well, shall we get going?
Indeed.
Indeed.
We should.
Well, the river starts inside of the Great Oak. Further down, you will have to follow a small, rather enclosed pathway, and from there, unfortunately, none of us have explored further.
I mean,
Excellent story.
I'm pretty tiny. This is gonna be easy. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna go through the tight hallway. I'm gonna get through just fine. You guys are gonna have to squeeze through, and we'll be good.
I mean, I could go smaller if you want.
All right. Well, that sounds
It won't be that much of a squeeze. Do not worry.
Yeah, you'll be able to fit.
Excellent. Well, I assume with Eustace's presence here, you're coming with us.
You're coming
What
with
are the-
me.
More than fair. Are you one of the defenders of this city, then? Are there defenders and guard of any sort?
Guess you could say we're all kind of defenders. Really?
Imagine. Honestly,
Indeed.
at that point, if you
Well,
guys
then
can all
fair.
hear each other's thoughts, then you'd all have to be defenders, because you could all know at the same time that something's going wrong. Wow,
We
that's
do not have any guards stationed in Xandon itself. However, if we were to come under threat, we have hundreds of years of experience that we can call upon.
There's no way to actually surprise attack you guys, is there? Because if somebody gets hurt, I imagine you guys can know that person got hurt.
A slight smile. As it seems you all catch on quick.
Wow, that's
With a
the best
thin
way to
place
just stay
between
protected. Wow.
Might be one of the reasons we weren't able to see the city until we were upon it.
This would be a very well defended place.
Trick is all. We like to keep the city as safe as possible. After all, some view this as paradise, some view it otherwise. We wish to keep everyone safe here.
Indeed.
Very well. Shall we then?
Let us go. And,
So, we
sorry?
leaving now?
Esme has done a 180 heel switch and has begun to walk towards the Great Oak. Everybody following?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I've got my sitter note just plucking away at a few notes, thinking. around.
As you're walking past, you can hear the soft breeze going through the trees and the leaves. The area is gorgeous in terms of a natural area. You walk inside of this great oak, and you watch as Esme actually just walks straight through the bark. There's no entrance. There's no gateway. She just walks straight through.
As I'm walking by, I'm like, my hands are kind of like flitting across all the plants, and I'm like touching the flowers, and it looks like I'm like whispering to them just as we're walking.
As
And
we're walking,
as you touch them, they actually begin to glow with a soft iridescent light.
How did you do that?
Her face just like lights up. Did you see that?
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Ready. As we walk by, like, Nyx is just gonna kind of brush along like different parts of it and just make the flowers grow along and just keep following along.
I give oh no, what's your character's name? Herbalar. I give Herbalar a really big smile as Nyx does that.
There's also just like a just natural path of just cherry blossoms following her around each where she goes. Just a little path.
You notice whatever you don't druid craft as you're touching across actually begins to change color and glow with the same iridescence.
Out of sheer curiosity, Herbalar's going to reach out and see if there's two different people as he touches one, and he's looking for like anything.
And depending on where you touch, there are different colors that pop up, depending.
Closest flower.
You go ahead and kind of tap on this beautiful orchid, and as you touch across, the color drains from it, and then this beautiful, vibrant red comes back.
I want to take one of the flowers, and I want to walk up next to Herbalar and tuck it behind his ear.
It's not necessary. How do I look? Is it stunning? Is it smashing? Absolutely fabulous.
Absolutely fabulous, for sure.
Just like me. Let's see.
And the plant is tucked in your ear is still kind of glowing with this iridescence, even after being disconnected.
Well, that's kind of neat. I apologize. Ostas, are we supposed to check before we do sort of... But doesn't it look good? Picking flowers, I mean,
most flowers grow back immediately.
I mean, you guys
Just
are doing some
crafts that
crazy.
just grows it back.
You guys are doing some crazy plant stuff here, and I'm just gonna let you guys continue doing that. I'm good though. He's
I'm
just
anything.
like
I'm just touching them.
he's just now went from like normal walking to like I'm just gonna kind of sit tight in and keep walking forward. I'm just not gonna touch it. I don't know what's going on with it. It could be, poisons. I don't know. I'm not gonna touch it.
Rufus, don't be so afraid. You can enjoy this moment so much more dying from poisons. You don't worry about the inside-out diseases they can cause.
I'm just telling you, if you've met some of the people that I know, poisons are pretty common.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do that.
You should write a song about this, Herbalar.
Trust me, I'm already trying to craft something. But changing something. I've had people thinking about autumn. It's going to be quite the difficult task.
You're beginning to feel Eustace's eyes burn into the back of your head.
Yes, sorry. Fabulous place over there. A little distracted. Sorry.
Like it.
Reminds me a lot of home.
Esme has already walked through the tree at this point, so
Oh yes.
Oh, we're supposed to follow. Are we supposed to follow through
spending
the tree?
time around, and then
Puts hand through tree.
yeah, and you just
Keep walking. It's like,
I don't know about this. These trees, just walking into them, you don't even know what's on the other side.
I
steps
thought
back
you were
through and just
motivated by items.
But what other chance to walk through a tree will you ever have? It's unique.
Are you afraid of magic?
Oh no, I know magic. There is just some weird nature stuff that is going on.
It's not weird. It's normal. I'm gonna go from there.
He'll begrudgingly go through.
As you walk out on
slowly
the other
but
side,
surely.
Yeah.
Nyx just throws a rainbow of just like petals around you and just like, surprise! You made it!
With the surprise, he just falls flat on his butt and is just like, okay, no more of that. No more of that. Please no.
Oh, do you not like it?
Well, it's
I
a
mean,
little
it's
frightening when
congratulations.
you're
Look,
going
first time. It's your first time
walking
tree
through a
walking.
tree and then immediately get surprised on the other end.
Well,
a
I mean,
little
that's what we
much.
did
I'm
back
using
home.
prestidigitation to make like that little tornado of leaves, little gust of wind around your feet.
And
Well, I mean, this is what we do
See,
back
the
home.
tree
I mean,
likes you. It's perfect.
See, like at home, we did this like little like thing. If you walked through a tree for your first time, I mean, like you're supposed to have a surprise on the other side, so everyone congratulate you. So, congratulations! Throws more flowers around you.
Hey.
and he just gets up, brushes himself off, and is like, all right, let's just find the end of this dang river.
I appreciate the hell out of all these cherry blossoms. I just want you to know that.
Out of character, was that sarcasm?
I like it. It's nice. They're everywhere. They smell good. It makes this place look a little color. I appreciate the effort. This is good.
I am
Although there is plenty of color inside of this room as well.
I feel like
as
as
you've
you keep
walked in.
walking forward, I take another flower and I tuck it behind Rufus's ear.
In the same iridescent
Pat, pat.
glow.
And
Pat pat.
you know, did you do it in a way that I wouldn't feel, or
It was
intentionally
kind of
making
like
me feel?
I was walking by like do 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 do.
All right. Let me just. Ooh, only an 11 on insight. I probably did not notice.
Beautiful. Oh, that makes it so much better. Wait till you see the glowing out of the corner of your eye.
As
Yeah.
when he finally does pick up on it, he's gonna freak out.
And then, as you're walking along behind you, Herbala's like, Rufus the Brave walked into a tree, and a knave would think so painfully, but on the other side, it's out he's come, a job that needs to be done. And he's like just behind you, like strumming, and walks behind.
And while he's strumming, just sort of pulls out her flute and plays along.
Oh boy, this is going to be a long trip. What did I get myself into?
Well, if you don't like a pep song, everyone likes a little pick me up.
Yeah.
I didn't even call
I hate
Rufus the
plants.
knave.
They all like plants. Fuck.
As you've now begun to walk into this this area itself, you can now take a look around at what this actually is. A beautiful shrine that has appeared to have been made out of the roots of the wood itself has kind of draped itself across this rather large, what was once a waterfall and is now just this empty kind of lake bed of just dirt and flowers that are beginning to wilt. Esme has kind of brought you to the edge and points towards the waterfall, and there's a small kind of ladder, like very makeshift. It looks like it's kind of been almost druid crafted up slowly. Kind of points and says, "This is as far as I will go."
Cause pain or disconnection if you go further.
It is more respect. Eustace will actually be the first to meet, to meet Xandon. It is an incredible honor, Eustace.
Scared.
You should not be scared.
What if he doesn't like me?
Xandon loves everyone.
Okay.
You know this. Even though your connection may be weak right now, you know the shared bond that we all share. A sacred bond. You know you will be okay.
All right. I know I'll be okay. Go up this ladder. Take point.
Please, try to cause the least amount of damage as you possibly can. If something is awry, I would rather not the city or any of us be harmed in this endeavor.
Oh no. I want this river to get going. Not like a raging river or a White River Rapids river, more like a lazy river. And we just float on back to the city. I don't want I don't want any I don't want any like friction there. Just nice lazy river back to the city.
We will do our best to restore peace.
I understand your metaphor, of course, Eustace, but you know that everybody else here should not touch the water.
That's
I'm sorry.
fine.
Why?
What would happen if we did?
The
On accident.
On
the
accident.
water is what connects us to Xandon.
Oh.
So would we get connected, or is it like, would it cut your connection, or?
As it is not a voluntary connection, you will more than likely end up reliving someone else's memory.
Oh,
Well, that's not fair to them.
Mm.
It's their
You
memories.
guys are doing it. Just taking a dip. See, I did the whole ritual thing, did it the right way, all the paperwork and everything. You guys would just be getting it wrong. Oh,
I'm quite interested to see
Yeah.
exactly where that leads.
oh, that could
Wow.
be.
Esme's head kind of tilts and says, paper, but... Oh, I see. That was your attempt at humor. Ah, funny.
So, stay away from the water, keep peace and order, and restore everything back to normal.
And
Sounds
I
easy
don't
enough.
suppose you have a wand of mending hanging around anywhere just in case there is this that could happen. It's I used to have one. It was really useful. Not picking things up.
could I put an order in for one of those folding boats for? I'll be fine, but for you guys,
Yes, the lazy riverback would be an eternity life memories. A bit of a hellscape once we reached here, not knowing who we were or what would happen to us. A folding boat seems a reasonable. Yes.
There's a
Yeah.
pathway that runs along the embankment. You will not have to worry about dipping into the water.
Oh,
Yeah, guys, just don't let me fall in the water. Please. I never learned how to swim.
oh,
Neither did I.
well, I did, luckily. And I can also turn into things I can swim, so I can help.
It's
I can
wonderful.
also conjure animals if we need help, so.
Can we summon like dolphins? No, that would be.
Yeah.
let's give
sorta.
those dolphins some memories. All right, yeah. So like where this is going.
Maybe. Well, actually, I don't. I mean, they're creatures, like bay creatures. I guess it would be fine.
All right, this is going to be quite interesting on either aspects. Shall we? Is this your honored
I'll go
leader
with this.
of?
Ladder. I hope it's not too gross. It's going up this. Yeah, go up this gross ladder.
It's just fine.
All right, cool.
It looks like it's a recent addition, and as you begin to climb, you eventually reach the top, and you can see a small embankment running across a very bioluminescent lit tunnel with the dried out river itself and this blue moss kind of hanging from the top of the corridor itself. It's rather beautiful, as you can see small kind of sparkles your way down. What's everybody else doing?
Up and over.
Let's go.
All right.
Sparkles.
Cool. So, Eustace, you're taking point, yeah?
I go toward the sparkles, yeah.
Sparkle,
All right.
sparkle.
Everyone slowly but surely comes up and begins to head down this corridor. The further you travel down this embankment, the more of this kind of bioluminescent light begins to fill the cavern. The river itself remains completely dry and barren. You can see the dirt across the water and, across the lack of water. And a lot of the plant life has begun to wilt and fade at the very bottom. You carry along this embankment, and eventually you get to a point where you begin to see small specks of this beautiful, shimmering pink liquid, just in small kind of collections across the bottom of the river.
And this is unfamiliar to me, right?
You've seen you've seen the waters of Xander, and you know that they kind of have this pink iridescent hue. What's strange to you is the fact that they are kind of collected. You're used to seeing the waters flowing throughout the entire city. For them to just kind of be stuck and collected, to you, you know that those memories are essentially trapped. They have nowhere to flow to. They have nowhere that they are flowing from. They are just stranded.
Well,
Do you want to?
Go on.
Do you want to see if there's any?
You are muted.
Since you are connected.
Oh, not muted, but you were cutting out.
Oh, do you want to see if maybe there's some glimmer of memory, something tools that we have no access to since it's this far in that might help?
I am a fancy tiefling, so I'm going to use my mage hand. Go.
Fancy teeth, like.
Mistopheles.
You can go ahead and use Mage Hand, and yeah, you kind of begin to manipulate, and it is just water. It kind of goes straight through the Mage Hand's fingers as you're messing with it.
If we were to be able to walk on it, would that give us memories? Like if we were just walking over it?
I think it's if you touch the water.
In any way, shape, or form, we must be careful. We do not know how long it lasts or how long it takes to come out of those memories. Like, say, what if you had a memory an entire week or a lifetime of someone else's? You have no idea how long you would experience it. I think it's something to avoid if possible.
More saying, if, like it says if you touch it, but do you have to be exposed skin-wise? And, like, submerged in it? Or, like, if you were to, like, say, water walk on top of it and, you know, just walk on top of it and not be able to actually submerge into it?
Don't know. Yeah, no drinking there, no getting wet. It's all surface tension.
I mean, I would suggest don't do anything with the water. Just let the water be.
I support
Rufus
you.
has a good point.
Just wondering, I'm like, are we able to walk over it, or is it just like the second you touch it, it's you're in memories, your memory land?
That's something I think to find out another time with pressing magic.
Ooh. You've animals, right? And you want to test something. I don't know what druid ethics are or anything, but
That sounds very cruel and like something like I don't know, something something comes to my mind, like an organization with PETA might be really against that. No.
They're hypocrites anyway. Is there
They are
snakes around? Do I see any snakes kicking around?
I feel like
By any
that'd be
chance in the
I'm a
street?
druid. I'm very against
There are
first.
there are no animals in this cavern. No, it is just the moss, the embankment, and then a bit further down the actual river itself.
Actually, DM, I do carry a hedgehog on me at all times. I have a hedgehog named Boo.
You do.
I'm not going to use.
I wouldn't advise throwing it into the river though.
I'm not going to throw him in there, but I do have him on me.
Is
He's
Boo
my
blue?
faithful companion. No, Boo is he's very cute and adorable. And just very adorable.
To ease their minds about putting things in the river, I'm just gonna take out my dice set and throw one of the dice in just to see what happens.
And it just melts away. Oh, okay, it's passing by.
You can go ahead and throw them in, and they just sploosh.
See?
Seems like normal water, I guess. You know what? Let's just not touch it, I guess. So
Yeah.
And, we won't worry about the physical. It's fine. All right, let's continue.
I guess just. I mean, is there anything we have to do with it, or do we just avoid it? Like,
I
in our
would
way?
avoid.
I'm remembering at it. I'm remembering at it so hard.
What are you remembering?
What was that? Sorry.
I'm remembering at it. I'm just staring wistfully at this river as it runs by and thinking of like all the memories that I don't have, but the ones in there. Oh yeah.
It's pretty jarring to have access to so much information and then it suddenly cut out. So yeah, this kind of wistful look towards the river is something that will probably continue as you begin to make your way forwards. You end up walking for quite a while, and you can indeed see more pockets of water, kind of just stranded inside of the riverbed. Sorry, Nix, you were going to say something.
no, I just got a brilliant idea. Never mind. Continue.
Oh,
Continue.
it's that kind of brilliant, huh?
It's like brilliant, but a bad brilliant. And I'm like, I want to know if it's a good idea, but it's a bad idea.
You've got about 5-10 minutes of just kind of straight walking, following this river, and it actually begins to decline, strangely. You can see as the riverbed also follows this decline, the riverbed itself is still kind of soggy. It's still wet, still damp. So as you begin to go down this slight decline, you can see a large opening at the very bottom. And this bioluminescence has begun to cover pretty much the entire cavern at this point, of just this blue and green and the occasional kind of pinks and purples. As you make your way down, this cavern begins to open up, and you see what appears to be the source of the river. This collection of stones that are raised and mounded and compacted together. And you see just a slightly, from this point, a slightly paler than usual individual that appears to be locked in place at the very top. And as you get a little bit closer, you can see that someone is petrified at the very top of this mound.
I think that guy is that guy jammed in there? Is he clogging up the...
They appear to be sitting at the top of this mound, this like collection of stones, essentially.
See,
They are dressed incredibly regally with a long cloak, a long coat, and a set of antlers kind of come outwards, and are very large, very regal, and are adorned with various different kinds of what appeared to be jewelry through the petrification.
Fancy guy.
See, I told you guys it was just a clog in the river. We just got to clear
Right.
out some of these stones and we're good.
No argument with this. Rope then?
Yeah. I've got some.
Me as well. I'll probably need to tie them together.
Yeah.
And, start. Anybody good with rope? I don't know what skill that would be, but
Well, as you begin to step forward, first of all, I need everyone to make a perception check.
Oh, this is gonna be a great one for a night.
my 19 rolled into a 3. So that.
Oh,
Natural 20.
Yes. Okay. Somebody's not going to be.
16.
So that's a
10.
24.
10.
21.
Okay, so Nyx and Yasora, you notice. As you are beginning to walk forwards as this group, the two of you catch something in the corner of your eye. It appears to be a slight, kind of greenish glint just in the corner. Real quick, open for adventure! Thank you for the raid!
Oh no!
Awesome! Nice to
Oh
see you
yeah!
all!
Holy cow! What
Hell yeah! Yeah.
See, they
Nice
know
to
Cole.
see
They're
you
here
all,
for Cole. We
folks.
should have known.
I don't know how long ago that raid was. We were a little into it, but that's okay. Howdy. Yeah, joining us for an adventure in Veka. We are currently, at a small mound with a petrified individual at the very top. And two of our party have just seen a small green glint in the corner. Coming
Haunted.
from the hands of an elderly individual who appears to be standing with a book in one hand and their hand out in the other.
Wait.
Hello.
Another step.
We mean no harm.
We're just here to help.
Help with what exactly?
The city of Zandon is in.
Solving this problem, Xandon?
The city of Zandon is in need of water. Taken from it and been struck into some sort of condition which they may recover. We are here for the help of many in order to restore that which they've lost. All in the service
If
of
you
Zandon.
wish to help, you will do me a favor and leave so I can blow this place sky high and save everyone that's connected to this freak.
Very well. What reasoning do you have? We have the beckoning of hundreds compared to the asking of one, but the logic behind it might be sway your cause towards us. Why this freak? I would love to listen to your story.
The beckoning of hundreds. It's not hundreds. It's locked in this one thing's mind. It's all control, you see. It's all control. You think these
Everything-
people have a choice. They say they have a choice. I don't think they have a choice.
You've never dealt
Were
with
you-
governments before, have you? Any government has control and claiming of choice. But any argument between one and one would also would beg the same question, the logic behind your request. I would love to know why I've heard their side, but not yours. Please enlighten me. I have no stake in this.
Will leave now.
We cannot. We're here to help.
I would
If
really
you'd like to tell us
suggest
what's going
that
on,
you
we can
come
help.
out and help and give us your reasonings. Cast suggestion on this being. It's a 16 con save.
17!
Oh, damn.
Or sorry, wisdom save, not con. Does that make it
wisdom save. Like,
Yeah, probably even better than
22.
not even close.
And Rufus he's just worried about, releasing the water. So he just kind of takes his word, blow this, like his phrase of blow this place up and be like, wait, so you have like something that could help us like blow this up and release the water so that we can finish the job and get out of here. Is that what you're telling us?
Why would I want to release the water exactly? That's what's causing this whole mess. These people need to be free.
You said it was him causing this mess.
People are
Yeah.
dying and they're knocked out. Give me my water back.
He has a point. Water is causing people to
People
die. You're killing hundreds, basically thousands. You're the greatest
are
murderer this
dying.
city has ever known if you're not careful.
Have you been to that city? It's amazing. It's the best city ever. I love that place. I think you've been in this cave too long.
I have not been here too long. You have been connected to that thing for too long.
Were you ever connected to it?
Think of it this way. This is genocide of many. You're gonna take people's lives and choices away from them without ever giving them a chance.
They're not dying. They're asleep, and I will figure out a way to wake them up once I have gotten rid of the parasite that is currently feeding on them.
And what if you never do? Then what happens then? Their bodies
I
waste
will.
away?
I'm telling you, I will.
And
You
what evidence-
have. What do you say we give them a short rest? Give you like 4 hours to figure out what you're doing. And if
I
not,
want to destroy this thing.
okay, you
Yeah,
I
got
want
4
to free
hours.
everyone.
Now, what do you mean free everyone? Like, from everything I've heard, you can leave at any time. Is that not correct?
Look where I'm at right now. They let me go. Great honor.
Only out of its own self-interest. That's the only reason you were let go. And everyone here is just attached to this parasite, and I will not.
I want to cast sleep.
Oh, shit!
Okay.
Go to
Roll your
sleep.
hit
What
points.
level? What level?
I'm gonna go with third level.
Shit.
I'm gonna waterboard this dude with memories.
Throw him in the memory pod.
So,
5d8. Oh, good. Okay.
hell yes.
5. Do I have 5d8?
Do you want me to roll some for you? How many do you need me to roll?
And I have. Oh no, I wasn't prepared. I didn't. I keep forgetting we're higher roll out all the dice. Okay. D8. Not a D8. That's not a D8. Oh, do I have enough? Probably not. Okay. Well, I need 2 more.
Have we seen what this is? Or, like, if it's a humanoid, if it's just a green glimmer? What? Do we have any ideas?
It looks humanoid, but the green glimmer currently in its hand is kind of encompassing. Like, it's almost like a strobe light. It's kind of, you can't quite, yeah. What is it? Lens flare. It's just.
Okay, I have an idea then.
Oh
If
wait,
this
hang
is
on. I found it. Okay, so that's a 1, 7. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
By the way, you also have 4d8 extra if you cast it at 3rd level.
4d8 extra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you cast it at a higher level.
So it gets 2d8 per level higher up.
Oh, that's
Another 48.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33? Did I do math?
Sounded like some good
You
math
go
there.
ahead and use your semantics. You go ahead and cast sleep, and he is completely unaffected.
No.
After
It's
you
some
do it, I said,
fey thing.
no, this is a test of faith. You want to make sure that only those who would allow to be passed would be the ones interested in the progression and be the ones who would not be swayed by such a horrible argument such as because I said it was bad. What a silly, stupid thing for us to even pause at. Of course, we're all willing to help the city. You can let us pass now.
Let you pass.
Then give a fucking reason. You've told us because it's bad. Would you listen to somebody who's like, it's bad? Tell us something,
It's
man.
bad. No. Yes, I would.
His hand drops for just a moment, still holding the spell, but you can now see this elderly face covered by a robe and a hood. Has definitely seen far too many winters, but he looks towards you and says, "This thing will not keep my son from me any longer."
Oh dear, you look dreadful. I'm
Just
sorry.
Is there
your
horns
son?
holding up the hood?
No horns, no.
Okay.
Or
Good, sir.
Just like
There are, however, make a perception check for me, just because you brought it up.
Right, so 20. I
Just
got
like-
the 19 that time.
The hood has been pinned by 2 small ears.
Just like leans over and whispers to the next person ears, like, I guess this is why being a part, Fae is kind of nice. You don't age.
I want to clue in on him talking about his son and be like, wait, so where's your son?
My boy is a part of this thing, has been tempted and brought by its promises of paradise, of safety, but I know it's all a lie. I have lived a very long life.
So is he down in the city?
Stayed here, yes.
Is he asleep?
Yeah.
Is he somebody you might be killing right now?
listen,
They are not dying, they are simply being disconnected. They are healing from the wound that this thing has
So-
placed on them.
listen,
Then why
Zayden.
did you?
Go of his own free will.
Zayden is daddy now. We don't
Why-
need you anymore.
Why did he leave in the first place? If you know the encompassing wisdom of years, you must surely know his motivation to come to here. Did you drive him out? Have you done some horrible thing to him to make him seek an inner peace at the expense of a shared experience? What cause could he have to leave you? You who are so protective enough to want to kill many to protect one.
He's got a good point.
His eyes have kind of trailed to you, but as soon as Eustace said what he just said, the eyes trail directly as he says, "What did you just say?"
I can remember whatever I want, and the convenience is unparalleled. I see no downside here.
You are simply one of his pawns. You will heal in time, I am sure, and I am dreadfully sorry for the lies that thing fed you.
Is there any
Who is he?
water close anywhere? Like any pools of water?
Make a perception check.
11.
So
You can see some kind of bench almost behind where the gentleman is standing, but apart from that, in the general vicinity, it doesn't look like there's anything. Like the stone kind of plinth-like area is completely dry.
So, I'm not a fan of these entirely tense situations. So, what I think I'm going to do, I will trade you a story for a story. Do you know the story of Sindin, the woodworker?
He's just staring at you now.
And as he stares,
confused.
I pull out my instrument and I start to. Oh, Sindin the slow one, he ain't no good. He sits and whittles a wattle of wood. Oh, Sindin knows what we all should know. A crack and a snap and away it goes. Oh, he bends and he cuts until the damn thing breaks and the look of shame upon his face. Oh, Sindin knows what we all should know. A crack and a snap and away it goes. He's tried so much and he's tried so few, but he can't get it right. No, that won't do. Oh, Sindin knows what we all should know. With a crack and a snap and away it goes. And then he kind of turns to people for the everybody else. The winter comes and he whittles all night, but he can't get just the damn wood right. Oh, Sindin knows what we all should know. With a crack and a snap and away it goes. And after a minute, I'm going to use enthralling performance. to try to pull him in.
First of all, clap, 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 clap. Second of all, enthralling performance.
Okay, so once per short rest, you can choose 5 creatures that have watched or listened to a performance for at least 1 minute. The target makes a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw and is charmed for an hour if it fails, or it takes until it takes any damage, or it sees you attack or damage its allies. And then if it doesn't work, I can just trade it him a story for a story.
Unfortunately for you, he has very high wisdom. That's a 24.
I just wanted to
Nice try, though.
trade the story for story at least.
I mean, you've given him essentially a minute of pause as he's holding the bolt in his hand, and he's just looking, and then as you kind of
nearing the end of it,
finish up
I
your
wish someone knew a
performance.
counter spell, dispel magical, or whatever.
As you kind of end, his eyes kind of look towards the rest of the party. He's like, what kind of fucking party did they send to deal with this?
Throws up a bunch of petals in the air. Surprise!
We're lots of fools sent on
Yeah.
an important errand, but we'd like to know exactly what errand we're on.
Do you not understand the gravity of the situation you are dealing with?
You haven't explained it well enough. Do try again.
I mean, I'm trying to understand, but honestly, at this point, I've lost all track of whatever you're trying to tell me.
We have very short attention spans. You need to keep us kept up.
Yeah, do you see
Song
what
is a
I
great
have
way
to
to
deal
gain their
with?
attention.
I'm some sort of super chump. That's all I got.
You can see he's getting visibly aggravated as the hand then raises again and just says, I've had enough of this petty squabbling. Just
Blindness.
leave.
Are we doing spells and stuff? All right.
Blindness.
Okay?
It's a con 15 save. Don't you roll high.
Actually, not even gonna roll. He's gonna counterspell.
Oh shit! That means he loses the spell he was holding? Or does
Yeah,
he keep it?
the spell that he's holding drops, and he goes ahead and uses the book in the other hand to whip around. He's gonna counterspell at 5th level, and
So
Right
as
when
he
he
whips
does
the book
that-
around?
Whole person?
right.
Wow.
I'll let you have the whole person, and then we're gonna roll initiative because this
Yeah,
guy
no, that's fair.
right now.
I wanted in on that.
Everyone's like,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, let's go ahead and jump in." It's like, I'll let you have the whole person. I'll let you have that.
Okay.
Yes.
16
Thank you,
wisdom.
gracious
Oh, no.
DM.
My dice.
Another wisdom save. You're gonna have to hope he rolls low.
16.
Wait, I thought blindness was a con save.
17 plus 5, so no.
Ah,
Oh, whole person.
jealous man.
Rolling hot. Rolling hot.
It's okay. Once we get into combat, I'll suck. All right, roll
Yeah, that's right. We
initiative,
got all the
folks.
good rolls. Sorry, my
Oh,
cat kicked over my
this
dice
is
tray.
going to be tonight.
14.
Yeah, I told you his initiative rolls sucked.
19.
We'll go for 20 and above. First of all.
Oh.
Anyone above 20. Okay. 15 to 20.
17.
Cool. So Nyx with the 19. And we have Yasora with the 17. Wonderful. 10 to 15.
14.
Awesome. Anything below that?
Yeah, 8.
8 for both of you. What's your dex mods, guys?
Plus 5.
Oh! Oh dear! Oh no!
I told you it's gonna be that kind of night tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
go ahead and throw Nyx in first. So, context. This is a relatively wide open area. You are currently about 30 foot away from the gentleman here.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to fight. That's the problem. Like, I don't want to fight you.
Hold action. Don't fight.
I'm gonna throw hold person again. Try it again.
Just,
Okay.
We're
I
gonna
don't know.
try
These
it
wisdom
again.
saving throws don't seem surmountable right now.
16 plus 5.
Plus
Okay.
5.
Well,
God.
yeah, okay. Well, this point, don't think there's much I can really do. I think that I don't remember what this is. It's action, action, and action. Cool. Trying to remember all my stuff. Okay, yeah, action.
Spellcasters, folks. It's always fun to keep track.
That spell.
Spells are hard.
Okay.
Picking
Yeah.
spells is hard. Using spells is hard. It's all.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
on a warlock.
Well, he's
Easy.
Yeah, I'll just move up to him, I guess. I'll get within range of him exactly. That way.
Okay, you want to get right up in his face? All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Yasura.
How far is he from me?
30 foot. Give or take.
30 foot. Okay. Oh, I don't want to hurt him because I think he's just very upset.
Man, I feel so bad for
I
him.
think I might wanna. Oh no, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna waste a spell slot on this?
Might as well.
Oh no, it's a wisdom save. Oh, okay. It's not worth it. It's not worth the spell slot. Okay. I think I want to. I think what I will do is. I think I'm gonna cast Bane at 4th level.
Okay.
Doesn't 4th level?
Oh wait,
just
hang
aim
on.
the
Using the
targets?
spell. Yeah. So never mind. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna cast Bane at 1st level.
Okay. Awesome.
That is a charisma save. Please don't have good charisma too.
So far,
Maybe
he's
this
had
guy has
terrible
good
charisma.
charisma.
I gave him
That is a 9.
Yes!
Fail.
Oh, finally.
Man, I thought he just had 20s across the board for stats.
I will be too there for a second. Okay, great. That worked. And then I don't think
This
And
old man
then-
suddenly rips off his
Yes.
shirt and he's just like buff.
Buff Grandpa. So he is
and-
Bane, so that is 1d4 off pretty much everything. So Bane is lovely.
yeah. And then I'm gonna look over at Ty's character, Erbalar, and I'm just gonna be like, be careful. And Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you.
If I could whistle, I would whistle, but I can't whistle, so. A pretty little bit.
Take that Bardic Inspiration.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Alrighty.
That's my turn.
Erbla.
All right. So as an action, just to keep, since he seems like a high level wisdom caster, I'm going to do. I'm going to cast start the counter charm song, so it saves everybody from being frightened or charmed from him within 30 feet of me. And then bonus action, I'm going to use Mantle of Inspiration to give 5 creatures, including myself, 8 temporary hit points. So everybody take 8 temp. And then at this point, using Bardic Inspiration, you can immediately use your reaction to move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks. So for everybody who wants to get up to him right now, you totally can. For your
Everyone,
turn.
rush him!
So-
Kill this old man! Oh, rush him!
And so that is, but I will stay back. No movement, action, bonus action, counter charming. But anybody who wants to move can do so now.
Sorry, my inner chaos came out.
Approximately how far away from him am I?
30 foot.
Oh, great. I want to move like on the side of him.
Yep, you can use your because of the inspiration. use your reaction to get right up in there.
I want to use my reaction to move around to the back of him.
So that way you guys are flanking.
So I'm flanking him.
Smirt.
Awesome. Eustace, are we moving with your reaction, or are you going to stay put?
I'll stay where I'm at.
All right.
Yeah, I'm hanging back.
Cool. Okay, we'll move on to Rufus.
All right. Being that I know that my party does not want to attack him right now,
Grapple.
I would like to grapple him.
Yeah.
I knew you would.
Yes.
Okay, that's a strength contest.
Yeah.
He's got a 20. It is
This
buff
man-
grandpa.
Buff Grandpa. Buff Grandpa's out.
He's minus
Wait.
4 due to Bane, so that's good. D4.
I got an 18 plus 0.
19 minus 3.
Bane for the win!
Yes.
That wasn't even with the Bane. That was without the Bane.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
shit.
has a minus 3 to his modifier.
Just an old
Okay, hold on. Roll
He's
it.
an old man!
Roll it for me just for
What
the
are you
sake of rolling.
expecting?
I just want to know.
I was expecting old man strength.
I was
A 900-year-old elf!
So you have this small halfling just going up and grabbing his arms and almost doing the lock behind him of just holding his arms back.
The halfling full Nelson. The halfling Nelson.
Yep.
The very confused Cherry Blossom Druid standing there is just like, wow, I didn't realize he had that strength. Wow, he is really weak. Why did we not try this beforehand?
Why did we not try this?
Like, we tried to hold him in all these magical ways. He's like,
We're
no,
like,
no, no.
magic,
Oh, physical
magic. I can't handle it.
Fantastic.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh my god.
Uh,
It's hilarious.
Yep, that's all I want to do. I'm just gonna hang out here.
Full Nelson.
Alright, cool.
Except for Rufus wants to be like, gotcha now.
Love it. Okay, Eustace.
So it's I was gonna use hypnotic pattern, but I guess I'll hold that in case he breaks free.
He's got that stupid high wisdom. It's like, I was thinking about with hypnotic pattern as well, but that stupid high wisdom, he's got a +5.
I got a 17 to save though.
That's pretty good save.
Alright, so what was the spell? Sorry, I missed that.
I'm gonna hold hypnotic pattern in case he gets out.
Okay.
If he makes any movement, then hypnotic pattern.
Okay. Awesome. And that's your turn, yeah?
Mhm.
Sweet. So, Rufus, are you grappling the back of him, or are you grappling the front of him?
Yeah, so it's like his arms are pulled back behind his back, and I have both my arms wrapped through the elbows of his arms.
Just imagine you're running up, he goes to like punch you, you just swing around the back. Ha
Yep.
Okay. He's gonna turn to you. His eyes are gonna open wide as you see almost this bright orange energy flow as he just says, "Burn." And I need you to make a dex save. As he casts Emanation, which is a vocal-only spell.
Ooh.
Need semantic
yeah.
component.
Oh no,
So
the DM
dex
knows
save.
what he's doing. We're totally.
Oh, even with advantage, that is not great.
It's amazing, right?
16.
With
it was probably like a 20
Beautiful.
save.
You want to know? I had a +8 on that too.
God's sake.
DC 18. He's a high-level spellcaster.
Uh-huh.
Counterspell. I forgot to bring counterspell.
Uh-huh.
But there's only one of him, and his con is crap. So
Hit him in the Constitution. Got it.
Hit him where it hurts.
So did he get out?
No.
So that is 28 points of fire damage. And you are on fire.
This is a weird question.
Hmm?
Can I partially uncanny dodge that? Even though I'm basically attached to him.
It's
Uncanny
a source of damage. He can see
dodge?
coming.
It is a source of damage, so it still counts.
Yeah. So I could half it, but 28 really wasn't that bad, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it.
Yeah,
But
you are on
you couldn't anyway
fire,
use
though.
your reaction to move to ours.
Yeah, you used a reaction to move, so you don't actually have your reaction. That's very true.
There's
Yeah.
a downside to my class, and
So yeah, you are hit with that fire damage, and you are currently set aflame.
Well, it's okay. I'm on fire.
It's fucking lit.
halflings on fire.
So does it count as guy being out then?
He's still grappled. It's just Rufus is on fire.
Condition is not met. I didn't say anything about charred bodies, so yeah, we're good.
No, you didn't.
This
Rufus
might
is
be
still
worse
attached.
for him. Because if I can hold my grapple, well, I might be able to set him on fire.
Shit. I'm entertained. I'm very entertained right now. I just want to know.
Alrighty then. So, top of the round, Nyx. You've just watched as he's turned around, screamed "burn," and Rufus is suddenly.
Would we know what college that would come from to deduce his class? Could we do like an Arcana check to know that maybe only certain people know Immolate?
If you would like.
What does a 23 get me?
Emulation is specifically a sorcerer or wizard spell.
Perfect. Okay. And judging by the book, so I'm gonna Eberl at the point's like, "Wizard, get the book!" He's gonna yell out.
Okay. Oh my god.
Make us wonderful and cool like that. Even if
That's
I'm
what
sure
I'm
that-
wanting.
I'm sure that there are wizards walking around with their spellbook tattooed on them.
Oh yeah.
oh man,
Dude,
such a
wizards.
cool, awesome,
Um.
so cool.
So he's still restrained, right? You're muted.
I can't hear you.
Oh dear. Yes, he is technically restrained, although Rufus is ablaze. The grapple still holds.
I'm gonna use bonus action and transform into a direwolf. As
Awesome.
immediately, what you would think would be normally a giant black evil demonic wolf isn't really Nyx's style. Obviously, she turns into this more like fey-like kind of beautiful wolf that has lots of cherry blossoms just coming through, like this barky like skin of it, and this fur that trails through it.
Is
I'm
there
picturing
ribbons?
white-
Is
White
there
and pink.
Yep, it's very white and pink.
ribbons?
And let's see, I'm gonna use my bite attack, which I believe since it's restrained, it's advantage right now.
Correct.
So I'm gonna use that.
Because he cannot move.
So that was gonna be bad. That's a better one. So 18 to hit.
Does indeed hit.
Cool. So I'm gonna do 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage, and he also has to make a DC 13 strength save
No.
with being a D4 bane. So I'm hoping he can't make it.
And with his -3, it's
We're gonna hope.
DC 13.
13. Yeah.
Okay, he rolled a 15 minus 3 without the bane, so he's
So he is immediately prone. Good. Let me roll.
now he has a burning halfling on top of it who's holding him to the ground. Do I have this
Yes.
visual correct? I just want to make sure.
Oh,
Yes, yes, you have the visual entirely correct.
A beautiful
I should have said
giant.
efficiently grappled, not
You
just
just watch the wolf Nix bites forward, grabs him in his little old man ankle, pulls him over, and as he's pulled over, his chin kind of hits the ground, and then Rufus just kind of lands on top, still a burning and aflame. He actually needs to do a concentration check for that. Now that he's taken damage, natural 20, he's fine.
Is he not grappled anymore?
No, he's still grappled.
He's technically, yeah, he's still technically grappled, although he's prone now, so it's kind of like...
Grappled and prone.
He took 12 piercing damage, by the way, which is considered magical, so just
12.
in case if it needs to be considered.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Awesome. Anything else, Nix?
I think that's my attack and my action and my bonus action. Other part is just to sit there and just like go in a circle, sit, and then just look at everyone else and be like, "Well, orc,
Nix did good.
Nix did good." What praise?
Wonderful. All right. As you've now seen this, Yuzora, what you doing?
Oh God, what am I doing? That's a great question. He still has the book. Is the book on the ground?
He hasn't dropped it. He's still kind of clutching it with the other hand.
He's like clutching it for dear life.
Is it a hefty looking book? Like, how heavy does this book look?
It's a spell book. It's a tome.
It's under 5 pounds.
Sure. We'll
Probably.
say sure. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Can I mage hand the book away?
You certainly can.
Pluck!
And because he's grappled, there's nothing he's going to be able to do about it. So yeah,
Right.
you can go ahead and just...
I have the book now. That's my action. I'm gonna check for bonus actions. I don't think I can do anything, but ooh, wait a minute. So I'm standing there with the book, and then I'm going to use my racial hidden step, and all of a sudden Yasora vanishes. I am invisible with the book, and I would like to move like 30 feet in a direction away from where I'm standing.
Okay.
Not leaving the
Awesome.
fight, but I don't want him to get his book back, so I'm just, you know.
Alrighty. Cool. That brings us to Rufus.
Ow, ow, ow.
I want to continue grappling him, but this time, you know, rotate positions, grapple in a different way, and just, and just be like, all right, say Uncle Rufus.
While on fire, may I say?
Doesn't give a fuck. Not a singular fuck was given that day.
Speaking of which, as you end your turn, you need to make another saving throw.
Oh
Dex
yeah,
save.
that's let's make it higher than I rolled 8. No.
No.
I legitimately let's see if I can pull this real quick. That is a 2 and a 5.
Fudge snacks.
Yeah.
Okay, you take 22 points of fire damage.
Are you gone?
No. I'm still good for now.
For now. For now, he says.
Do we know do we know if it's a magical fire that we know like we couldn't put out with like an action?
The immolation is a magical flame. It does not end until either concentration is broken or the target hits 0 and is immediately turned to ash.
Oh, good. That's all bad. That's very bad.
You're gonna have to attempt to break this concentration.
Mm-hmm.
The joy of vocal-only spells. You don't need anything, and you can still keep your concentration even when your focus is taken away.
Vocal component screaming.
Would
I
you
got
consider
something ready if we must.
fudge snacks? That's not-
So, fire. Ow. Cool. If that is the end of your turn, then we will move over to Eustace.
Yeah, no, there's nothing else I can do.
All right, Eustace. This flaming pile of elderly bloody slash your traveling companion ablaze is just heaped on the ground.
If I'm burning hands, I'll burn you too. So I won't do that.
I mean, at this point, I'm already on fire.
Yeah, but if you die from the fire, you turn into ash.
I mean, fair.
That's fine.
That is fair.
Crap.
I mean, woof, woof.
Nick's
well,
wolf.
that all
it away.
sucks. Yeah. Okay. It's cool. Whatever. I was going to use a spell slot. I just want you to know that. But yeah, that's Eldritch Blast. So 14 and a 16.
Cool. Hit.
Oh no! Oh, nice. All right. So that is going to be 14, and then a max damage, and then a 8 plus 12, so 26 altogether.
26 points of damage.
Oh my
Hey.
god.
Owie, owie, owie. All right, let's go ahead and make those concentrations. Oh, natural 20 on the first, but a 3 on the second. So concentration is broken.
Oh, thank God.
Rufus, you are no longer a flame.
Thank God.
Alright.
He's not looking great.
No.
I
Is
can't
that-
imagine.
Is that
mean, the
normally
bright
your
side-
like strategy? Get on fire and then hug them. I mean, it's effective. There are some flaws there, but it works.
You know, I went for the grapple. He put me on fire, and I just didn't let go.
Savage.
And as you've now kind of done this, the concentration is broken. He no longer has his spell book, and he no longer has any vocal only spell slots. So for the sake of this, we can actually exit initiative as he just goes ahead and he's useless now. There's nothing he can do.
I'm gonna
He's
walk
just
up.
on the ground. He's on the ground, beaten, bloody.
Turn my water back on, or I'm boy, didn't mess you up. You don't turn that water back on.
I'm gonna go up.
Make
I'm
an
gonna lean down.
intimidation check for me.
Oh, shit, yes.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
God.
Plus 7 on that. So that is
Yes.
16. 9 plus
16.
And then-
How much?
16.
16.
Got 9 with plus 7.
I
plus 7.
can't exactly do anything now anyway.
Oh, I disagree. There's lots of story you can tell us and exactly what the hell you're doing and what the hell you thought you what the hell your son is doing, and we've got all the time in the world. Well, breaks your elbows if you're not careful. Now, why don't we just try to be reasonable? Since we tried being reasonable, you fucked it up. Now you're pinned to the ground. We have your spell book, and honestly, we don't want any part of hurting anyone. We're not here to hurt people. We're here to save people. So why don't you tell us what the fuck is going on?
And
I wanted
honestly,
to hurt people. You think I really wanted to hurt people? I wanted to save people from this creature.
We all do.
That's why I'm here.
Then why don't you tell us why it's such a dire threat? Why you've petrified this person, stopped all the... Why don't you tell us why you're here, other than ranting about your son? Make it coherent.
This creature.
We are
this
not
parasite.
Exactly. We're not 900 years old. We don't have the experience you do. Bring it back to us. I'm like 30.
Nix gives like a yip of like, yeah.
Who's a good girl?
Not
Scratch your
900.
head.
Totally not 900. Yep.
It took my son from me.
How?
He was disillusioned. He thought this place could save him from his troubles, but I see it for what it really is.
Now, you're telling a one-sided story, and that's fine. You see it from your perspective. What disillusioned him, and what was he disillusioned from, and why? Tell me the truth, and maybe we can build something on a mutual respect. Because right now, your lies, your dancing around the truth, have earned nothing but my contempt, and the contempt of all of us here. We tried to speak to you. You've broken a pact of mutual. Let's build from a spot. Give us some truth.
Tell you the truth, if I knew the truth, I would tell you.
Very well. See? I'm going to trust you on that you do not know why your son left and why he is here. Now, do you know of absolutely for certain it is against his will he's here? Or are you basing this on an assumption, powerful as it may be, your motivations are clearly unclouded?
To be.
What?
He wouldn't just up and leave.
You've never done anything impulsive in your life? 900 years is a long time not to follow.
Or I had an impulsive, but I had other people to rely on, and they're all gone. He is the only thing I have left.
So without another to turn to an impulsive decision, he clearly was, unfortunately, and I apologize for this, not comfortable coming to you. So he sought another source, one he saw as reliable. Why would he consider this reliable with the history that you or your people have taught him? If it was not known.
Why wouldn't he be? I'm his father.
Do you remember your own father? Has it been long? Do you remember what it's like to talk to a father? The honor and respect that they deserve sometimes can cause more of a barrier and more a breakage of the connection than it puts together and connects. Unfortunately, all of us wish to have the same relationship that we perceive with others, but it doesn't seem like you had this with him, or else you'd know exactly why he was here. Now, remember what it's like to be a son. Think of your son. Help me, help you.
Smooth ending.
Right?
There's a moment of silence as he contemplates his current situation. His eyes slowly but surely twist towards Eustace. You know best. Speak. You would have had a connection with everyone if the rumors are true.
Mm.
You truly believe this thing?
No reason not to. When's the last time you been to the city?
I had never been before today. Well, before this escapade.
Did you turn that man to stone? That being?
Yes.
You are clearly powerful. Would you dispel your magic so we can learn the truth, or at least speak to him? I assume you did this without talking to him, the way you did with us. Motivated only by love for your son, fear for his... But I think that person has more answers than we could possibly provide.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Shit. Oh shit, that's a 16 plus 11, that's a 27.
Whoa! Machi mama.
Plus 11?
Yeah. I've bardic proficiency. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't
Moment of
stand a chance.
pause. And another moment of pause.
And then as he's pausing, I just give him a reassuring smile, just to, it's okay, kind of. We're past that point.
Just does the little like thing of calm down.
Out of a good faith gesture, hearing all of this, Rufus is actually going to let him up.
Slowly, kind of. It's a bit odd seeing a rather tall elf gentleman being essentially manhandled by this halfling. Just... There you go. He's a lot lighter than you expected, actually. He takes a look around the party and then takes a look at the statue. A sunken, kind of sorrowful look comes over his face as he sighs. Give me my book.
I nod.
I drop invisibility and walk over and give him the book.
He's going to go ahead and cast Levitate. He's going to slowly lift himself up. And then he is going to cast Greater Restoration.
Oh,
He's
shit.
going to go ahead and put his hand on the statue. Slowly, tentatively, but he does indeed finish the incantation.
Turns
You
around
watch
and goes fireball.
You watch the petrification begins to crack and fade. This being is now set free. A rather androgynous looking individual. You can now see the skin actually changes as it comes across. It begins with this kind of usual human fleshy pink, and then comes across and turns to green and then to blue as the colors begin to change the further across their body it comes. He goes ahead and stretches outwards, kind of shakes off, and as he shakes, you notice his actual body, his form changes. He goes from this androgynous looking man to this slightly plump, shorter, dwarvish almost woman, switching then suddenly to another individual and another as they begin to stretch outwards. Their height and their size and their features change as they finally bring their arms back in. They seem to settle on a strange amalgamation of features, almost as if all the races you have ever encountered have been stitched together into one individual. And as they do so, the older man opens his spellbook and begins to create a flame in his hand. And as he pulls backwards, he just looks at the figure and drops the book.
At that
His
point,
hand
I'm going
goes limp.
to whisper to Eustace, do you have access to his son's memories? See if you can find them. Just help him.
Yeah, if I can do that.
You can go ahead and try. I'd say it'd probably be a wisdom check.
That's a no.
That is not a confident look.
That's a low plus.
Wisdom, just straight wisdom. That's 1 plus a just straight wisdom plus a 1 for 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, old man. You've been helpful, but
As this creature has come back to the land of the moving and the living, you feel a slight opening in your mind as memories that you've tapped into before begin to flood your brain. And it's almost a little overwhelming. And as this is whispered to you, you can't kind of focus on any particular memory. They're flying by like that scene in The Matrix, kind of, when all the rows start coming straight past, and they just keep going and going and going. It's just collections of other people's memories just flowing past you. And it's definitely overwhelming. It takes you back for a second as this figure.
So I went from no connection to like
Ultimate.
best service ever. Yeah.
Yeah, too much connection.
I'm going to
And
do I see him get visually overwhelmed?
You better dial up to high speed.
Like,
I would say it would definitely be to a point where you're starting to get like migraines. Like this is unpleasant. So
Come on,
if you're
don't
whispering,
Maybe you don't want these memories after all.
I'm going to turn to Yasora and I'm going to be like, and I'm going to say, so why don't we calm it down? Let's play the Blades of Dante, just the music in the background. And so I'll start strumming out the Blades of Dante while we just create kind of like a calming music to try to alter the atmosphere towards that direction. Because we're bards. That's what we do.
It's a shirt.
Nyx will assist by just patting paws against the ground. Just I'm a child now.
strangely enough, you watch as the figure steps through the old gentleman and actually comes to the edge of this stone surface and is looking down now. He's probably about 10 foot above you. That's a bit much. About 5 foot above you at this point. And as the eyes trail across, and you notice they're changing color and changing shape as these pieces of people are still being rearranged slowly. It goes ahead and holds a hand out. And as they do so, you can hear a choir begin to sing across the right-hand side. A hand raises, another choir appears. And as your eyes trail around, you can see this spectral figure appear just below the figure. And another, and another, and another. These beautiful, ethereal gold individuals. Eustace, you recognize these people. These people are fragments of people who were once a part of Xandon or are still a part of Xandon. You recognize faces. You recognize faces of people that you've seen in other people's memories. And as more and more of these spectral figures appear, they begin to sing. They begin to play. All of these instruments that suddenly appear in their hands, and they begin to play along, and you watch as the figure is just conducting this orchestra around your playing. And it's a rather strange moment as everything begins to echo throughout this cavern.
And are they singing? Just curious, are they singing chorus or are they singing the words? Oh,
they are. And the figure just kind of begins to orchestrate. And eventually, I assume you two would probably join in at some point as this just pure cacophony of music begins to swell and envelop. And suddenly, its hands close, and all of these spectral figures pause as the eyes trail towards all of you. And a smile comes across its face. It pauses for just a moment. Eustace. It has been so long since I have felt your presence. How are you, my friend?
Good. Zagan? Is that you? Is that everybody?
An amalgamation of all of us, yes. You're all just such wonderful individuals. I couldn't pick just one avatar. You're all too
Nice.
beautiful for that.
It's nice to meet me. Could you turn on the water? We really need it.
I can go ahead and resume my duties, yes.
Oh, and could I get a shot of this guy's son memories? I couldn't. I tried to. Really bad for him, but just couldn't pull it off. If you could help me with that, that'd be great.
Your way with words always amuses me.
Oh my god.
You are a fantastic individual. And the figure kind of beckons. Gentlemen, why did you cause this problem to start with? And what changed your mind? And the old man turns, takes a look across all of you.
At this point, I'm just gonna slowly change person.
Just like trying really discreetly to just
Discreetly, this large wolf thing hides behind everyone else and just turns back into a girl and just pops back like,
Hi, nothing happened.
you the whole time. I don't know what you're about.
Cute.
The old man's eyes flick between the rest of the party as he says, a father who may have been wrong about his son. And the figure's hand suddenly rests on the old man's shoulders as he says, Jaqen is fine. He is resting. His mind is wounded, but it will heal. You cannot fix every problem. He sometimes needs to fix them himself. That doesn't always mean that you don't need help, though. And the figure turns towards everybody. I will go ahead and start the waters again soon. I thank you all for your assistance. I already know them, of course, with you being in the city, but I think it is courtesy to introduce ourselves in person, and it is a courtesy that I like to keep. So, if I may know your names.
Herbala. Big flurry, like bow all the way, like as far as he can lean, scraping the ground, like sort of bow. And he holds it and he waits to see like a small nod back, if any, or any acknowledgement before he releases the bow.
Surprisingly enough, there's no real acknowledgement. He's just kind of, it's just kind of standing there, and the kind of anatomy is still switching, and the skin colors and the general face construction is still kind of moving and switching and morphing. It's almost held for an uncomfortable amount of time before the figure kind of realizes you're not going to stop anytime soon, and then kind of turns slightly to the next, to whoever's going to speak next.
Oh,
Then he finishes.
Rufus is sitting there still, just like he has been burned, and just like he does not look great right now. But he's like, "I'm Rufus," and just like kind of like a half like, "Ta-da."
I'm Rufus.
Would you like me to fix
I'm Rufus.
that?
These are my jazz hand.
Oh,
Oh no, no,
don't worry.
I'll be fine. It's good.
And going next, she's just like, I've got it. Don't worry. Next, Alia. And just like bows, and then a flurry of just the cherry blossom petals flick around and just coalesce around Rufus as you get a healing word. 4th level.
He feels better, but he also hangs his head in shame.
Don't worry, it's fine. You get 44 plus 5 back. Let me just roll that.
As you're casting this, the figure actually blinks right in front of you, Nyx, and just says, "Are you sure?" Very well. And it blinks backwards to the stone tower, so to speak.
In contrast with I'm never gonna remember the character's name.
Airbalar.
I did it. Erbalon. I give a very much more reserved bow. And yes, sir, Thalamorn.
I think it turns towards Eustace and says, "And of course, we already know you, my friend.
Eustace, champion of the city.
Thank you. We all thank you for your assistance. And now all of Xandon knows who you are. You will be forever immortalized in the memory of this city. And that traces back quite a few hundred years now. It is quite the honor."
Just happy to do our part.
I don't suppose.
I feel a lot of like self-admiration going on inside me right now.
Oh my god.
Just beaming.
The figure goes ahead and just, as it clicks, this stone, this collection of stone suddenly cracks and shatters and breaks as this beautiful, flowing, sparkling pink liquid begins to just burst like a dam being broken and begins to fill all across the banks of the river. It begins to come outwards. And as it spreads out, the pinks towards the surface begin to fade into these beautiful purples and blues towards the bottom.
Ooh, pretty.
It's almost as if it's almost as if glitter has been poured inside of it, as it just sparkles both on the surface and down below. And it begins to flow through and flow through and flow through.
Is it dangerous?
It's going into the river. The river is... Yeah, it's not going towards you. It's flowing into the banks of the river. And...
Still gonna give me a sip, though. I'm thirsty. This is the first I've seen for like a minute.
Are you actually gonna go to the water?
Yeah. What?
All right. Make a wisdom save.
Right.
What are you doing? Are we letting him do this? I guess we're letting him do this.
I don't know any better.
Plus
He knows best, right?
12 plus
Clearly.
1. Yeah, 1 again. So 13.
Go ahead and dip your hands into the water. You go ahead and take a sip. And suddenly your entire mind is flooded.
This again. All right. This makes sense.
You close your eyes and you open them. And you find yourself sat at a dinner table. In a beautiful, cozy little house. You take a look around to your right, to your left. And you feel a gentleman's hand on your shoulder. And a kiss on your forehead as you see. So come now, Susanna. You've been working all day. Let me cook for once. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not that bad, I promise. And there's a slight hug that you can feel across your own shoulders. And there's a step round as this gentleman who you haven't seen, but you also have seen this connection to this memory of someone attached to Xandon, as he sits down and says, "So, I have a little surprise, but it is currently stashed away in that little present. So I'm going to need you to open that up first. And without your own volition, your arms begin to wrap around the small box. They open, and you can see this beautiful jeweled ring inside. And as your head tilts up, this gentleman smiles as he says, "So will you marry me?" And suddenly, your memory, that particular memory fades, and you find yourself back in your own body.
I do. Oh,
You do what? What are you talking about?
What?
reestablish my connection. There, I'm good. I'm good here. All right.
Did you?
The figure suddenly blinks in front of you.
Everyone, jump into the pool.
As a hand is placed on your shoulder, I am afraid you will have to redo the ritual, my friend. It has been a while.
I'm fine with that. You guys want to watch me do this ritual?
Absolutely.
It sounds interesting, entertaining. Sure.
To do this.
As long as I get to put a wreath around you.
Clicks again as suddenly you all find yourselves in a different room. It's another cavern, but this one has been almost turned into this orchard of apple and blossom trees that scatters. And it almost looks, although you can see the edges of the caverns, there's just this overwhelming sense of eternity in this room.
The old man.
There is... yeah, he is indeed with you.
Perfect.
He has brought everyone into place as this almost overgrown chalice sits with the same pinkish water. And as the figure steps forward, he goes ahead and places a hand inside. The old man, I mean, goes ahead and places a hand inside, just says, "I think I'm ready to heal also."
Good for you.
And Xandon steps forward, places their hand inside, and looks towards Eustace. "This is not a contract. You are not bound to I am not bound to you, and no one is bound to we. We share. We are I, and I are we. The same, and yet individual. We pledge to heal. We pledge to help. And as soon as your time is done, you leave and make a better world in your wake. Do you swear to uphold the values of Xandon?"
I swear.
The gentleman goes, Yes, I swear." And you watch as the water begins to trail up your fingers. It begins to wrap around your arm and across your shoulder and across your neck as your eyes begin to close. You find yourself almost hyper-aware of everything around you. And you can feel slowly but surely just these slight pings as the city of Xandon begins to wake. You find people, you find memories, and they're not rushing now. They're not whizzing past you, they're not invading your consciousness, they're just there.
I missed everybody.
You can see this orchard around you, but instead it's in your mind. You can go ahead and pluck from whatever tree you need. And as you go ahead and recreate this connection with everyone, you're seeing your friends, you're seeing your old memories, you're seeing other memories, and there's a sense of peace as you begin to reconnect with the city and everything that is connected to this collective. And Xandon actually turns to everyone else and says, I shall bring you this offer as well. It is not a forceful one, but if there are wounds you need to heal from, we can help you with that. You are more than welcome to decline. I will go ahead and give you some tokens of appreciation, and then you can go on your way. And you will
Come
be a
on.
friend of this city.
I'd like to get to know you guys better.
I do have a wondering curiosity of the story. The city would be able to tell me. I've been through one awakening in my life, and I feel, unfortunately for now, the path I must walk was something that I need to learn for myself. I'm healed enough to be able to take those steps, but would welcome a small stay or an exchange of services for memories, tales, or even just to enjoy the presence of all of you, but I do not think my binding would be fruitful.
It is entirely your choice to make. You may come, or you may go. And if you choose to join us, and if you do require that healing, then you can leave at any time. It is entirely of your own volition, and you may come back whenever you require it.
I'm afraid that I have too much to complete. Thank you for
That
your
is
offer.
perfectly understandable.
Agreed.
Step closer to Urbalon.
It's a generous, wonderful offer. Your city is, well, breathtaking, speechless for words. But I have my own task to finish, and then I have to return to my home. But if I ever need help again, I would love to return here and seek guidance from you.
We understand.
Yeah, and I gotta get back to more of my type of place. This is not that type of place. But I will take you up on that token of appreciation that I was promised at the very beginning because I need to walk out of here with something. I got lit on fire for way too long.
Very well. We all thank you. And it is good that Eustace was able to come back to us too.
Agreed.
Very well. I can take you back to the city proper. You may discuss any, and the eyes glare towards Rufus, tokens of appreciation with the folks of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And before I go, I would.
Creates a ring of cherry blossoms, leaves a necklace around Eustace over there, and like,
So,
congrats, you
Everyone-
completed your ritual.
Erbalar's going to turn to Yasora and he's going to be like, Kiwi flatten to sea. And then he's like, oh, while I'm still in your presence, I would like to leave you with what you've left with me. And he's going to strum up his guitar again. He's like, as I am you, but you are me, neither are bound as we to heal the harm that life has done. Not bound to we, but all for one. The one that is and all that is one. Tell the done. Xandon stands for those in need, a wonder spread from a single seed. Wounds that are in need of healing, sword and more than life beyond the one you lead provides a place to be seen, a place to be freed. Xandon will see you to be. So if your life has led to be you just for a day, Xandon stands in honor of you to find yourself anew. And then he bows and he's like, I will spread the story to those whose ears need it most.
As you began to play, Xandon's hands rose, and a small kind of chorus began to play just underneath you. And as the song ends, the hands twist, and you find yourselves, with a flash of light, back at the very entrance of Xandon. And you can see now Xandon in its true beauty, as the sun is reflecting off of these beautiful, just pink collections, almost ribbons that cover the landscape. You see people wandering and going about their regular business, and as soon as they see someone, they nod and begin to carry on. But they are all walking with the largest and purest grins across their faces, as in their minds they are reconnecting and meeting the hundreds of thousands of people and places and memories. As you go ahead and discuss your rewards, take a few tokens of appreciations, you begin to make your preparations for departing. And both the old wizard and Eustace wait at the gates to see you off.
Yeah.
Hey, got to use this thing. It was a pleasure, and thank you for standing for the city that stands for all of us. And I reach out to shake his hand.
That's a
It's a
pleasure
great
working
city.
with you.
I have a feeling before the end of everything, I will return, find you just as entertaining.
I turn to the old man. I go, "You never said uncle, but it's okay." And I kind of just tip my head and I just walk on through the gate.
Legend.
Before you actually walk away, his hand raises to
Mhm.
stop you.
Okay. So
He takes 2
Rufus
steps
stops.
forward and comes right up close to you. And from his satchel, he pulls his book and hands it to you. And says, I'm not going to need this anymore.
Oh.
This is the biggest token of appreciation for Rufus because it's one that he has helped make this place better, but it will be something that he can carry with him and always remember this time. So he accepts it, puts it in his satchel, and just is like, understood. Well, I am glad you found your peace, and we'll see where the next road leads me.
And as you say this, a hand rests on the old man's shoulder as another figure comes just around to the left-hand side of him. A younger, spitting image, almost, of a middle-aged elf, smiling just like his father is.
You take care of him. You know, no, like horseplay or really roughing about. He's already, taking enough from one guy.
It's
Just take
earnest.
care of him.
There's a nod from both
Mm-hmm.
as their eyes trail towards Eustace and trail back.
Mm-hmm.
They begin to wave,
Mm-hmm.
and as you say your goodbyes,
Come back and visit.
I'll strike up Rufus the Brave who walked into a tree as we can.
Throws out plant growth to like make a giant rain of cherry blossom petals as she leaves.
We're a fucking wandering circus, but I love us.
Walks off and is like trails after the other two. What is it? Yasora and Herbal. I'm not gonna pronounce your name. Herbalar. There you go. That one.
And
goes off and is like, where are we going next? I don't know, but it sounds like fun. And she's gonna transform into a ferret and climb up on one of your guys' shoulders and just sit there.
just chill there. And as there's the slight wobble of the magical barrier as you guys exit, Eustace, the old man, Varden, and his son, Solomon, all turn and begin walking across the embankment of the Dreaming River. And I think that is a good place to wrap up there. A nice wholesome ending.
Hell yeah.
Yay! Oh, that was so
Wonderful.
sweet.
So,
Oh,
we traveled into a magical city, helped a wonderful collective of people, and restored a father's confidence and love in his son. I would say
You
that's
didn't
a
kill him.
down wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
are so good at wholesome one shots. I needed
Oh.
this.
so good. So good.
So
So-
wholesome.
That is the Dreaming River, folks. Set in the homebrew world of Vaka.
10 years before
that-
the Tiny Park.
10 years. Yeah, set in a homebrew world that has been created by myself and my players as we've carried on over the years. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and begin to wrap up here. We'll go around the horn real quick and just do a reintroduction for everybody. We'll start with Fox, as you are the first on that.
Well, I'm Fox, Arcade Fox. You can find me on Twitter with a 0 and Fox because dang people taking names. No, but you can honestly find me there, and what other shows I will be in, everything will be posted there. And I had a wonderful evening tonight, even though my roles were absolutely horrible for most of it. I had 2 back-to-back turns of advantage dexterity saves, and I had a 2, a 5, a 5, and an 8 with a
Oh,
+8, and still couldn't beat it.
just not cool. Not cool.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. I will eventually have one show on this channel where I actually roll decent. Eventually.
But it is not this day.
No.
I
No.
mean, if you're gonna roll back, at least it was on a wholesome one shot like this and not like
Right.
a full out.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, that's me. And on to the whoever's next.
Cole is next. I'm just going left to
Hi,
right.
howdy, hello. I'm Cole. You can find me on Twitter at Cole Moriel. You can also catch me over on Friends Who Roll Dice tomorrow for The Gods We Know, and then again on Thursday for The Mind and the Martyr with, I don't know which way, Ray is, wherever Ray is.
Above you.
Above me. Who is also in both of those, and I'm rambling now. I make art sometimes. I should be posting a ton soon. Sorry for the spam in advance, and you're all lovely and cute.
Aw.
Wonderful. Ty.
So I'm Ty, Hitchhiker of the Mind. I got my own homebrew game I run tomorrow, Tuesday. But screw that. Go watch the gods, the gods we know over on Friends Who Roll Dice. I also play part in the Mind of the Martyr of Jotcher Cool Sharpener. If you want to see me as a small, nervous Zeruf Nebulin artificer who is too smart, afraid of everything, it's going to be really fun to see. I'm also going to be playing in Wildmount right here on Featherfall as a Fire Ganassi Echo Knight in the Wildmount campaign. So that should be fun. And then other than that, let's see, that's the 3 games I'm in a week because I'm a crazy person. Other than that, DMEmporium.com is my store. We have all these sorts of stuff for your games. Drinking horns, dice towers. We get freaking tunics. If there's something you'd like to bring up your game to the next level, come check us out. That's it.
All right, Matt.
Oh, snap. Matt, I do stuff with Impact RPG. We do a lot of charity stuff. When FeatherFall does their charity stuff, I help with that. And doing Jasper's Game Week next week. So if you guys are watching some D&D, check that out. It was fun to be part of a collective. I hope I RP'd that.
You did so good.
You did real well, my friend. You did real
Very
well.
good.
That was good. All right, Sean.
Hey everyone, I'm Nir, and this is my favorite Jack. You can find me over on Twitter at near the Bird King, obviously. Bird King. You can find me also here on FeatherFall Tabletop Community. I'm usually here doing other things. I just finished my Wednesday campaign with them, Dead and Thay. Thank God that's over.
So much fun,
Oh my God.
also
So
a
much
grueling, brutal fucking campaign. I wasn't that with
It
you.
was so much fun. Hopefully we'll be doing more here on the channel. I don't know where I'll be, but we'll see. And I'm also on Polished Cryptid, and I'll also be on my own channel. So go check me out.
Hell yes.
Awesome. I'm Ray. You'll find me at Bearded Baymax. I am part of the Gods We Know on Friends Who Roll Dice as Tobias. I'm also playing as the DM of The Mind of the Martyr, which also takes place in this setting of Veka. If you did enjoy this one shot, then perhaps that'll be for you. I am also right here on Featherfall every other Sunday playing Curse of Strahd with some wonderful people. Poor Waterboy Cass is... he's coping. We'll say that. He's coping. In his own way, he's coping. But, yeah. That'll pretty much be us here. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and check out our sponsors. Go ahead and check out all of these wonderful people that I've shared the evening with.